Howdy gang, it's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. And tonight we're going to talk about the loneliness of business. Oh, thank you business. Thank you for the loneliness. And what you can do to feel not lonely. As I said in the text of this post, I haven't perfected this, okay? There are times when I feel alone in my pursuit of my goals, in the pursuit of my important work. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. One, my important work is, to me, feels unique. Like there is no book, it feels like, written for the exact work that I'm doing. And that's, while on one hand, that is expected, right? I'm pioneering something new. I think all of us that are healers and coaches and people doing the unexpected, we're all pioneers. We're all moving into new territory. And I think part of what makes us unique is our willingness to go against the grain, or listen, if you're like me, for most of your life, you have been unconventional. You don't fit the typical mold of people. And the downside of that, the flip side of that is it's hard to find yourself in this world because you look outside for some sort of model or some sort of validation. And what you get is a lot of, not that. The world has a lot of groupthink about success and business and mission and purpose and all that stuff, but it never quite fits you. It never quite fits me. And so, that alone leads to loneliness. That can lead us into a place of feeling like nobody gets us. And I mean, look, okay, pause. Let's just take that further now into what's the impact of when you start to feel lonely. For me, it goes into things like, am I doing this right? Or am I doing this wrong? Should I be doing something different? Why doesn't anybody see me? Why don't people notice me? Like, I feel like I can even go to questioning the spirit in it all, right? I can go to questioning the heart of it all. Like, I feel like I'm answering the call that I'm here for. Like, why isn't it working? Why am I not feeling validated? Why aren't others getting it? Like, there's a lot of loneliness that comes when you put yourself out there to pursue something new. And again, if you're like me and you go against the grain and you don't fit the typical mold in society, and you're a pioneer or you're an early adopter or any of that, what happens is you go out on your own, like the brave soul that you are, and it starts to feel a little lonely. Now, like I said, I haven't mastered this. I'm not perfect at this, but there are some things I have found that have brought relief for me, or in moments when I feel lonely, right? In business or in life, whatever. In my calling, in my pursuit of my purpose, right? There are some things that bring connection to me. It's just a matter of whether I remember to plug into those. So the first thing I would say to you is my truth. Truth is the first thing that I look to for not feeling alone. When you're pursuing a calling, when you are following your purpose, it's easy to forget why you started out on this path. And so when you feel lost and lonely, that you can revisit the truth of what got you here. You're like, but see, I chose this path because, right? For me, I chose this path of helping healers and coaches in the space of business and marketing, not because I'm a great marketer, but because I was lost in business and marketing for so long. I love business people because they put themselves out there like no one else. Like there's this thing about what we do. We have a vision for something and we will risk it all, right, for the thing we see. I admire that so much about business people. Now let's add to that coaches and healers, which are business people in a specific capacity. You have people who are trying to make the world a better place, and I love that. And so when I feel lonely, the first thing I do is I remember, like, Why am I doing this, and who am I doing it for? One of the questions I ask, by the way, when I get way out on the edge, is I ask myself, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? Go get a job? That doesn't work for me for two reasons. One, I have a huge craving for my own freedom. Two, it doesn't work for me because it wouldn't be building the thing in my heart to build. At some level, when you give up on the thing you've set out to build, it feels like giving up. It feels like you've abandoned something really important. I would say like business is like the perfect sandbox for personal development because you always get an opportunity to work on yourself in business. But this is why it's not, for me, it's not reading another book to get inspired or motivated. It's about revisiting my truth. Do you see the difference in that? Those aren't the same thing. Reading a book, listening to a podcast, while those are good and can be helpful, they are not the same thing as revisiting your truth. And it's when I revisit my truth that I get connected again to not just my purpose, but there is a connection to something bigger than me, which has me not feel alone. So I'm not sure where you're at tonight. Business is a long road, yes? And there are many moments in that road where we can question ourselves and why we're doing what we're doing, and it feels lonely. And one of the things I've found that's helpful for me is to remember or revisit my truth. What do I believe about the world? What do I believe about me and my gifts? What is my truth about the work I'm here to do? What is the truth about the people I'm here to serve? What is the truth about the vision or the thing I want for the world? Those are the things that I revisit. So if you find yourself ever in a space of feeling like you are an outsider and people don't get you and you are paving your own way, but you then question yourself of like, why did I do this? What has worked for me? And I'm inviting you to do the same, although I know you already know this, but sometimes it's good to have someone else just say, hey, don't forget to do that, right? Revisit your truth. Remember why you're doing what you're doing and who you're doing it for. And then maybe ask yourself the question, like, what's the alternative? What's the alternative? And see if you can find a connection back to the divine, a connection back to something bigger than you. That's it for tonight, gang. If you'd like to learn how I help you connect to your truth in the space of marketing and growing your business, because ultimately that's where we want to market from, because marketing from anything else can feel like spam or disingenuous. So if you'd like to learn more about that, you can go to groundswellmethod.com, groundswellmethod.com. There are 5 videos waiting for you there. And on the last page of those videos is an application to my upcoming program, my 6-week program where I actually teach you how to not only find your message for the world, to speak from that truth, but also giving you a framework for how to mold those thoughts and ideas and inspirations into messages for the world. Okay? Go to groundswellmethod.com. You can watch the videos. Those 5 videos are a free course. So the course is called Marketing for the Rest of Us. It takes this conversation deeper into the world of how do you have to think about marketing in order for you to show up authentically when you post. Okay, so if you'd like to learn more about that, go to groundswellmethod.com. Thanks for hanging out with me here. Until tomorrow when we go live again, here's to you not feeling alone and living into your truth.